So I just want to get right into this thing. How would you explain a non-dual mindset to someone that has a dualistic mindset, someone that has no clue what non-duality is and thinks it's all lunacy? How would you approach that?
Very difficult question
Mm-hmm.
because it's like number one rule of the non-dual is don't talk about.
It's like Fight Club. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's there have to be some kind of openness to this message. You can't go to the street and start to talk about it.
Yeah. What if someone is like genuinely curious? They're like, hey, you're not trying to preach to anybody, but they're genuinely curious and
Yeah.
how to get to this. If I know there's nowhere to get to, but from their point of view, there would be somewhere to get to, a mindset to achieve, even though there's really nothing to achieve. And I guess maybe that's what
Mhm.
you could tell them, is that there's nothing to achieve. There's nowhere to go. Nothing to see. But how could you get the light bulb to turn on in their mind for that?
The mind can't understand it, never. Of course, the mind wants to understand, wants to get it, or make some kind of knowing of it.
Yeah.
But it's too simple for the mind. It's mind blowing.
Mm,
And the mind is actually the part of this illusion of me. So it's like feeding the illusion of the ideas about it, because there is no agenda or teaching, nowhere to go, nothing to get. It's simply, it means not to, like from advaita, not to. It's there is no separation, no me, no you, no object, subject. It's all oneness, whole,
mm,
complete already as it is. Nothing is missing. Mm, nothing is inside. Nothing is outside. It's complete, full already, and it's
mm-hmm.
only this. No time, no space and time, no past, no future. It's all this right now. Even the word now doesn't express what this is. There is no now also.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like it's all this and it's
Only
all
this.
nothing and it's all
All nothing.
now and it's all never.
It's all nothing and everything at the same time,
Mm,
simultaneously.
yeah.
It's everything. It includes everything. Whatever arises, whatever is here. Two people speaking each other, no separation happened for no reason. No one chose to come here to speak. You didn't choose to contact with me. It just happened. You may think that, oh, I made the decision to contact with Ere and to do this podcast. Actually, subconscious mind is doing millions of decisions per second, while the conscious mind can make only 60, like
Mm,
200,000 less. So, like, I'm drinking this water, so the mind says I grab the glass and drink that water. No, it was before. Everything was automatical, and then the mind jumps in. Oh, I did it.
yeah.
It's everything with everything. All
Yeah.
decisions are like dream, illusion, the story. I made it. There is no I.
Mm-hmm. So there's just the one happening here, which is also nothing happening at the same time. But it
Nothing happening.
feels like there's something like that there's a dream happening. And even if it doesn't feel like it from this vantage point, it may from your vantage point or the listener's vantage point. Like there's a continuous experience, it seems, right? To you in this
It,
point. You say that there isn't, but there is a perceived like something, even though that something is essentially also nothing. There is an unfallible essence to this dream. and we're not in control, essentially, is what you're saying. But what is that? What would you say that is? Like, is it just like this? Would you say it's like this God that is just playing a game with us, that we're just
There
it's
is
like,
not two. There is no two. God and us is the same.
mm,
No separation. No one's doing anything. In that sense, no hierarchy. No one's above. No one's below, and there is no continuity. As you said, like it seems to be, but it seems to be because the time seems to be real and linear, but that's just a concept.
yeah,
So there is no continuity. Sorry, I don't know how to say this word correctly.
you said it right.
So
Mhm.
whatever I say, it's not it's not because what I said before, and this what I'm saying is not how to say, you know, yeah, in English. Yeah, I don't know right now the word in English. Like there is no continuity.
There is no continuity. Yeah,
Continuity.
there's no sequence, there's no linearity, like there's no
No,
beginning and
no,
end.
no. The
Yeah,
mind is creating that linearity. It's
yeah.
like uh, teached, studied, teached this time thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's just this what's happening. No one separate.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, nothing missing. But for the mind, for the person, for the individual, it's always something missing. Something needs to be done. This is not perfect.
Yeah.
I need this or I need that. I need that therapy. I need to meditate every day. I have to do some practices, but there are no practices
Yeah. I need
to
something.
to reach that so-called enlightened state.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not a state. No one can get enlightened because there are no one. It's just the idea of me and you. The mind creates this thought about me and you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the gist right there. That's the game. You must get sucked back into the matrix though, you know? You must like go back into the game. Like the character must take over essentially, and that's the dance, right? It's like the mind, you think you're important, you think that you have something to do, somewhere to be, someone to be, and then
But if there are no one, then this is the end of this dream.
yeah.
Dream ended and no one waked up. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, this all this world is dualistic, and also we speak and using dualistic words. Otherwise, we can't even talk about what this is. But how to talk about nothing, everything. These words are just so complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever word I try to describe about what this is, this non-duality, every people, 8 billion people, have their own filter, me filter, that takes this information as their own experiences, knowings.
Mm-hmm.
But here is no one anymore who can know anything. So I can't give any answers. It's just an automatic response. I even don't remember what I was saying before.
Mm. Where did this all come from? You know, what was there a dawning of was there something that happened in your experience? You know, where did this insight come from for this person that we see on the screen? Was this like something that just happened to you, or is this gradual process of awakening and coming melting into this the totality of it all?
Yeah, for this character, Ere, it was gradual thing. It happened quite short time, and it was very intense in the story. It's all what I'm saying is a story. Didn't exist, didn't happen really. It's only this. whatever I'm talking about, it's arising from this memory, and it's all happening right now also. But yeah, in a story, it was a gradual thing. And I lately thought that it was like a couple of months period of this waking up, liberation. But it seems like it started earlier, even when I didn't know anything about non-dual. There was awakening, Kundalini awakening, and right now I'm just telling the story, but actually I don't know. No one can make the self, the me, dissolve. It happens when it happens. There are no practices for that. Even it may seems like that, and yeah, there are lots of many non-dualistic teachers, and that's okay. Nothing wrong, nothing right. Also, it's just what happens. No one doing it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. It's like grace, something. Well, do you feel as though from that mindset that if you could lean one way or the other, and I know that's not what we're doing here, but just play, play with it, play the game with me. If you could, does everything matter or does nothing matter, or neither of those? Both.
Both, everything. But
Yeah.
in
Do they mean the same thing?
yeah, it's like, yeah, opposites at the same time. There is no good and bad. It's the same.
Yeah.
Hate and love, same. It's just the mind saying that this is bad, this is good. And I like to say that it's hopeless, it's meaningless, nothing matters. But it may sound like I don't have feelings or so. No. Feelings, emotions, these are natural things arising. But yeah, in the personal view, there is no purpose, no meaning. It's just this.
Mm-hmm.
No need for meaning.
So in that way, it's almost like life and death are also the same thing.
Exactly. There is no life and no death.
Yeah, that's a hard one to grasp.
No one didn't born. You didn't born. You are not dying. The you is illusion, the dream that mind made up about when you were 1.5 years old.
Yeah.
In neocortex.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. From these conversations, it really seems like we're in the Matrix. When you put it that way, we're definitely in some kind of, it's like this.
We are like the Muppets. We don't do anything.
Yeah.
The mind always jumps in after a couple of seconds and claiming everything. Oh, I did it.
Yeah.
I decided. There is no free will. Who could have it? There is no one.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to a certain point, it's like, oh yeah. But even it's like we still have to play this game. I mean, even though it's all an illusion, it's like in the back of my head, we still go back into this world of duality and me seeming like I have to do things, and I seem like I have a family, and I seem like I'm having this conversation right now, or I'm listening to this conversation right now. But there's always that essence of returning back into, oh, no, I'm not. There's nothing here. There's nothing going on. It's just simply the wave thought the wave thought that they were the entire ocean. Like I sometimes I go back into the wave. I feel as though I am the wave and I'm the entire, and I feel as though that I am the wave, and as that wave I am the entire ocean. But in actuality, there's plenty of other waves that are involved in this entire ocean, and I lose myself in that. And it seems like that's the dance. It's still be the wave, still go with the flow. But keep in mind that
but no one's going with the flow. Going with the flow happens. Also this, you may think that, oh, I will go with the flow. When going with the flow happens, then it happens. When swimming in the wrong direction in the water is coming here and you are trying to swim other direction, this also happens.
Yeah.
And if there is you, then there will be like no suffering in this way, in material way or whatever, but somehow still people are like suffering, and they also think that they have free will. If they will have free will, then everyone will be happy with
Mm,
their life, because they think that they have a control, they can choose, they think they can manifest.
yeah.
Then I think there will be no problems then. And also, of course, that there are no problems. Problems are made up, and only when you think about problems. When you go to the movie, all problems disappear, come out from the movie, and then I have to do this, I have to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we have to get
Yeah,
sucked into the movie. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah. That's how suffering arises, is that we it comes from attachment. This is Buddhism 101. We attach ourselves to our sense of self. We attach ourselves to our
yeah,
sense of self-importance here. But
yeah.
yeah,
But the
once we
sense of self, the self is the illusion, the dream. There is no
yeah,
self.
yeah. So from
From
this,
from there, the
but
suffering starts. Because
mm-hmm.
what is all this teaching about non-duality, as I said, is not wrong, nothing wrong. All therapies, whatever, everything is okay, because it's also this dream. What people have is also this. Nothing wrong about it.
Yeah,
And
that's a tough one to swallow too. There's nothing wrong with the suffering, but essentially it's because we see that the suffering, there's nobody
like
suffering.
like it's something wrong, and it happens to me, and I have to change it. But there, let's go back to the beginning. There is no you.
Yeah.
This is the illusion. This is the illusion part. And this non-dual teaching is like you can observe the observer, the different kind of teachings, but then you are maintaining this one who is doing this, still this
Mm-hmm.
me. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like going in the loop, like from one guru to another guru, one teacher to another teacher, and it is as it is.
Yeah, right. You're
Not
perpetuating
it's
it.
not wrong, but the message is that you can't do nothing. There is no you at
Yeah.
the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's only so many times you can hear it's all one, it's non-dual in so many different ways. Like you said,
Yeah,
like you just go
yeah,
from one guru to another guru. That's why
yeah.
it's ironic that we're having this conversation about it right now, but I feel like there's like a certain limit to non-dual teachings. It's like how many times are you gonna say it until you get the message? You don't even there's nothing that to be said, to be honest. And
Mm-hmm.
that's like I said, that's
Mm-hmm.
ironic that we're having this conversation about it right now because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately it really doesn't mean anything. there's I think the
Yeah,
true non-duality is really like you said in the beginning of this thing is like you don't even talk about it because what's the point? There's no point in really talking about it, and there's no point of even listening to it either, which is
no,
the
no,
ironic thing.
yeah.
So I guess we're
It
just like
it
playing this
it,
game.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't bring anyone closer to what is already full and complete and oneness.
Yeah,
No
if
one separates.
anything, yeah, it would bring somebody, if anything, it could bring somebody further away. It could just be like another attachment because it could act as like, oh, I want this non-dual mindset. What is this thing that
Mm-hmm,
this
mm-hmm.
person is talking about? It almost could be
Yeah,
detrimental. I can see that
yeah,
as well, but it's just like, don't,
yeah,
no attachment to anything, no attachment to
yeah.
even non-attachment. Don't even
Mm-hmm.
attach yourself to
Yeah, absolutely.
non-attachment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's like this
Yeah.
weird game, but yeah, who's the player? Who's the player of this game? I don't know. Nobody.
Nobody,
Yeah.
no one.
It's all just this energy flow. I mean, do you believe that there is this flow of energy? There is no one person behind it all, but there is the
No.
Tao. You don't believe it? Like there's this way. There's this feeling of the current, as we spoke about before. And it's like, don't identify with that, but I guess I can recognize that the current, it's like the current recognizing the current, you know? It's weird. It's like the computer program kind of switching itself and it's the simulation realizing in the code was written to find out that it was in a simulation. It's the current flowing with the against the current in a way to become the current again. It's hard to explain, hard to put into words. Yeah, interesting, interesting to say the least. I mean, do you find that this makes you I mean, there's no suffering, right? You find that this is the way to peace. You know, is this peace that we're all looking for? Because I guess human beings in this illusion, we're all trying to find peace.
Yeah,
And
probably. Yeah, probably because what cause the suffering is that you feel separate, but you want to feel full. You want to feel like home. This is it. But this
mm-hmm.
is it already.
Yeah, we're
Just
already home.
yeah, it's the illusion to me that this is not it, and I have to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, people want to feel the complete, the oneness. That me is this that creates the separation. Me, my world, my job, my, me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, once you put a word after me or I,
Yeah.
it's like you lost. You lost the game. That's the essence of it. Man. Damn. Yeah. I don't even know where to go from here. I mean, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, how to talk about nothing and everything. You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
But
You really
still,
can't.
these talkings happens.
Yeah, that's the
No
thing.
one's doing it.
Yeah. Wow.
If there are openness, it's like energetic more than there is nothing to do with the understanding. So like people are coming and going out and in to this message and start to listen again, and then they get furious and then they leave and then they come back. And then there are like 99% of people who are totally blocked for that.
Yeah. So where does the power of love come in this? Is it I see love as the only thing that's real here. It's almost something that is it's greater than anything. It's almost like something that isn't an illusion. It's something that's powerful. It almost seems like if there is an identity for us, it's love. Even though it's not to be attached to either. But where does love come in for you? Can you describe what love is?
Yeah, here is no me, so no one's experiencing anything, no love. But if I describe what is love, then this all, whatever it is love and
Mm,
unconditional love. You
yeah,
even don't have to say unconditional. So love is everything. The
yeah,
war, the death, the health crisis, whatever. This is love. You
yeah,
can choose different kind of words. Some say God, some say beloved, love, nothing, everything.
yeah. God is love. It is. It's everything. It really is. But it's not like love described as romantic love. Even though that
Mm-hmm.
does
Mm-hmm.
involve it, it's not that. I think there should be another word for it. And there are in other languages. There's like in Sanskrit, there's prema and yeah, there's word for unconditional love in other languages, but in English, all we have is love, and that love is attached to, you know,
To the
dualistic love.
person. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love you,
person. Like,
you love
mm-hmm.
me,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not
Yeah, yeah.
like that. It's something that's higher. It's something that goes beyond words, but the only thing that we could really describe it as is love. But it's a it's a transmission.
Freedom,
Freedom.
freedom,
I like that. Yeah.
unconditional freedom.
Yeah, freedom.
Everything can rise, also these dreams,
Mm, yeah.
also suffering, pain.
Yeah. Man, all you need is love.
All you need is love.
Truly, truly. We don't need anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, but not like that. That this is the good and right thing to have, because love is also the first thing you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So the person usually wants to choose only the good things. They want often enlightenment because then you have this blissful state. That's the dream illusion, of course, because
Mm.
no one gets enlightened. So there is no one. When this dream collapsed, that was illusion. then nothing changed. Everything is the same. What people think they need to do something, or when they are in this radical non-dual message listening it, they are waiting that something big will happen, that they recognize now there is no me, and then the thought comes back, oh, I have to do this. Then second thought, oh no, the me is back. It's just thoughts randomly comes and goes. They are no ones.
They are no ones. Yeah. Wow, life is crazy. But then again, it's not. It's also peaceful at the same time.
No, it's very simple. It's too simple, actually.
That's true.
That's the problem for the mind. Mind is wanting to find the difficult ways, problems to resolve.
Yeah, the mind overcomplicates.
Yeah.
We're our greatest enemy. Oh man,
that's what it does. Yeah, without this mind, it's hard to do the shoppings. So you need so-called the mind, thoughts, apparent decision. Also, these are just apparently happening. Everything is apparent, real and unreal at the same time.
Yeah. That's pretty good. This is a good one. Well, so you as the character don't fear death anymore, right? Because there is no death and there is no life.
There is no one who could die. So
yeah, that's the biggest one, because I think that's all of our fears here in this simulation, is the simulation ending for the experiencer. But I think that's how we get over it, is that we realize that there's no experiencer ultimately.
Yeah, no doer, no knower. Sadly, it often happens 2 seconds before dying, this realization that,
yeah.
But it's always better to die before you die, actually, to start living.
Yeah, that's a popular saying, die before you die. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah,
and then,
no one understands this. At least I didn't understand it before it happened. All this communication was like, I got so angry and frustrated when I heard this. Somehow maybe the body was protecting, or the me getting like very contracted, the me energy. And also often I started to feel sleepy and wanted to sleep. It also like the body will, it's a story, I don't know, will get relaxed, feeling like, yeah, it's safe, it's home. Nothing to do, nothing to get.
Interesting. How would you describe your being, your actions before this so-called non-dual perspective to now? I know there's no difference and there's no separation, there's all one current. But from an outside point of view, even though it's not actually an outside point of view, but from a so-called outside point of view, what does that look like? How would you describe your actions, how you treat people, your orientation toward life? Is there any outward difference, you would say, perceived difference from anybody else? Do you approach life more of as more of a movie, as more loving? Is there like a difference in your essence?
Well, it was just a story about me, and this character stays the same. Like if you are a loving person, then probably you are a loving person after the me is falling away. When you were asshole before, probably you may be asshole after also. It's like the conditionings of the body. But what have changed is like you don't take, at least here, doesn't take anything personally. Before it was like whatever people were saying, or when I was doing something, then I was always like afraid that maybe somebody tells me something bad, or whatever it comes out. There is no thoughts about later that, oh, I shouldn't do this, oh, I shouldn't do that. it's just what happens. No one's doing it anyway. So there is no suffering because of that.
Mm-hmm.
There is pain if there is some health issues. Also, if someone tries to murder this person, this one probably run away or start screaming. It doesn't say, yeah, I doesn't exist. There is no death. No, it's just the body reaction.
Yeah.
Run away or punch to the face or
Mm-hmm.
whatever happens. No one's doing it. It's so automatical. And then the mind comes in. Also, when you are like the car is driving towards you, you don't think, should I jump off the road? Then you're gonna be killed. It's so automatical, and then you say, "Oh, what happened?" And then you put the story. Oh, I jumped. The car came.
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
no time to think about this.
I
It's
see.
like playing the soccer or tennis. It's so automatically. You can't be there. In there, there is no essence of me. Also, like when you're playing the guitar or vanishing, like even maybe watching the movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
people can have these kind of states and like little bit touch it and get this taste of know me in these kind of situations.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, a sense of just blending into the scene of the movie, becoming the movie itself, forgetting you're the actor for a little bit. So, I mean, does that change how you act, is what I was saying? Do you see a difference in how you act outwardly to the viewers of the movie? Is there a difference in how the movie acts out? Is there a difference in how what is on screen to the people?
I think no, as nothing have changed, and it's only this appearance, and this one I was like at first I was very excited and wanted to help everybody to wake up. It's so good, it's so light. Whatever happens, you don't feel like oh shoot, why I did it, and no suffering at all. But then you see that there are no ones. It's just the dream, the illusion, the story.
Yeah.
Everybody have their own world and story and dream. And right now it's just at first I didn't like to jump into the stories because they are stories illusion.
Yeah.
Like when your closest ones have some suffering and problems, you don't see anymore there anyone, if you are already melted to the oneness, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak.
Yeah. Hmm.
But if there arises wanting to help or even the healing, although there is no one who is healing, there may be just healing happening. Like this year, the beginning this year in the story, I started to become the healer, the shaman, and I found my life purpose. And I had beliefs of the higher self, and I channeled and everything, talking light language, cosmic language. It came
Mm.
true. Lots of things happened, and then everything started to fall away. All beliefs. Who could have beliefs? The me, the beliefs. One day you believe in one thing, you think that this is only thing, this is the only truth,
Yeah.
and then somehow you find another belief, and then another belief. It's just what happens. Also, the story as the me thinks what that he must do something, he can
Yeah.
do something,
Yeah. That's the dance.
but the me but the me is illusion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the dance. It's the dance between it's like you don't identify with the me doing something and also don't identify with like the me that is the me. It's this dance between it's it's hard to explain. It's like don't get trapped in anything. Don't get trapped in what you even if you think that you're nothing. Oh, look, or you're like high and mighty, like I am. it's all one, all is good, and you get trapped in this like high, like a higher essence, that that essence of all is one, kumbaya. That's also another trap, and that's also another
Yeah.
attachment. But then inevitably we're gonna get swept back into our roles here in the movie. Don't get sucked into that. It seems like this constant dance is this wave back and forth, which is really just this. That's just the dance. That's the dance of life that we are here, which is ultimately an illusion. But there's in that happening is, it seems like that is the true non-dual dance, is don't attach ourselves to any narrative, even if the narrative is of no narrative.
Mm-hmm.
that's that's the ultimate one, is just completely realize that it's literally all just this one flowing narrative between who we constantly want to be or think we are, even if we think we are absolutely nothing, that is still thinking that we are something. So it's this wave back and forth, and then it's like non-duality is actually, I know it can't be described, but I'll try to. Non-duality is actually like a dance between duality. It's this constant back and forth current that we truly find ourselves in, but in essence it's really nothing. Yeah, my words aren't doing it justice, because words will never do it justice. There is no
Mm-hmm.
words to ever do it justice. There's no story that'll ever do it justice. There's no way that I could put these words that'll ever do what the truth of that is, justice. But there is there is I want to say there is something to be, and that is to be nothing, which is essentially a paradox. The like non-true non-duality is a paradox. It's this, it's not even, non-duality isn't even non-duality, if that makes
No.
sense.
Yeah.
Like the label
Yeah.
non-duality
Yeah.
is actually not
Yeah.
non-duality.
Yeah.
It's this back and forth. There's always two, but really in those two, it's one, and that one is makes the two illusions. Yeah, I don't think I'm making much sense, to be honest with you right
Mm-hmm.
now, but that's
Mm-hmm.
but that's kind of the gist. Hopefully somebody that's listening to this followed along with what I said, but even if they didn't, that's okay,
Yeah.
because there's nothing to
Yeah.
follow along with.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Even the dance, as you described from non-dual and dual, the dance, that this is also illusion, because it's all non-dual, and from there arising this dualistic world.
yeah. hmm
It's already complete,
yeah,
this.
it's already
And
complete.
if the story arises that it's the dance between, and I'm doing this, or how to change the thinking and trying not to do, or it's all also doing, and even this trying not to do for the
Yeah,
me.
yeah, this is a trippy
It's
one, that's for sure. Damn. No, love is important. I see love is just like that. Obviously, is the most important thing. We already went over this, because it's the love is the blending between the two poles. It's just like to me, there's no opposite to love, because duality is, there's always the opposite. There's always the mind looking for, there's a subject and object, but with love, it's just love. Some people may say it's fear is the opposite, but I don't believe that. I don't think love has any opposite. The opposite to fear is love, but the opposite to love, I don't think, is fear. There is just love. That's it. That's the end point. It's like there's no I love or she loves me.
yeah.
That's not real love. It's just love. That's it. It's love,
Mm-hmm.
period. That's it. That's why it's
Mm-hmm.
important, because I think true, if you could describe in a word what non-duality is, it's love. But like we said before, love isn't the right word, because there is no right word. But if there is, if there's a word in English that describes this state, it's unconditional uh love. And that's really it. That's the end point. That's it. Just love and be loved, and that's kind of all you have to worry about. I guess if I could put it in that way. Yeah. I don't
It's
think I
simply
have.
this.
Simply
It's
that.
simply this, yeah, as it is.
Yeah. Simply this. I like that.
Whatever word you prefer, freedom, love, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever you
I,
prefer.
I, I like to use the word love also and the freedom,
Mm,
as the God have so much different understandings in different religions. So people have concept about what is God.
hmm.
So some people say this is God. I like to use love.
I do too. Love, period, or simply this. I like simply this. If you ever write a book
Yes.
someday, title it Simply This, period. I'll read it.
I,
I'll be the first
I, I
reader.
think there is already that kind of book.
There probably is. Hold on. Let me look that up
Yeah,
real quick. I gotta just,
simply this.
there's gotta be. That's
Yeah,
too good.
yeah. This
Simply.
is it.
Oh, I'm not seeing it. It might be you. You might have to be the author. Simply this. We'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, yeah. Everything is what's happening. Also,
Yeah.
my channel and my website, they came just like that. The one did it. When I'm doing these videos, I'm like watching, or I'm the room
Mm.
watching, like what is Ere is doing there, speaking, doing the video. This one wasn't that kind of person before. I didn't like to speak. I afraid the cameras.
Uh-huh.
So now it's like, okay, this is
Interesting.
happening.
Mm.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
energy flow, boundless energy.
Yeah.
Everything is allowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, freedom. Yeah, I like that. Freedom.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
more freedom. Freedom to move. It's like the energy flows. Like, yeah, like you said, it's like there's less stagnancy in our energy, in our actions
Mhm.
here. It's because you see yourself as the movie, the actor, in the audience, all is one in a way. And that it's like you want the show to go on, the movie must go on. And with attachment, the movie doesn't go on. With me thinking that, I am confined in my actions, then it's gonna be a bad movie. So it's like, I don't know, you might as well make it a good movie. So in that, it's like you just flow more with this show, with this game of life. And it becomes enjoyable in a way, even though there's nobody enjoying it. Becomes a way to approach life that one could say is free. One could say is peaceful. One could say is free of suffering. Um, I don't know. One could say is more loving. Whatever way you want to put it, whatever way you want to describe it. I know what you're talking about. Even though there's no I to know what you're talking about, and no, there's no
Mm-hmm.
I to know who you are. We are all one. Yeah. I don't
It's
know.
all just what happens. No one doing it. No one
Hmm.
going to the flow. If going with the flow happens, then it happens. No one doing it. It's like not the lifestyle. This non-dualistic mindset, or I don't know. You can practice it or act it a little bit for a period of time, but then something try happens, and
Yeah.
then you collapse and trying to gather the pieces, like the me concentrated energy is back here, and me, oh my god, it happened to me, I did something wrong. Okay, now I have to start going with the flow. Okay, I will meditate. It's good. Meditate, of course, it's good. It's for the brain, it's good.
Yeah.
But it's still the me who is doing this, and that's not wrong. It's just what happens,
Hmm.
like
It's just what
everything.
happens, like everything. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think we've said all that we could say here. I don't have anything else to dive into. Yeah. Do you have any last words? Anything you want to get off your chest? You want to say to the world? No, of course.
No,
Of course you don't.
no one here.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. Appreciate
You.
I appreciate your wisdom. Appreciate you taking time out of your vacation to come on here and speak to me.
Yeah.
Other
No,
than
no
that,
one's wisdom. There is no one.
yeah, there's
It's
no
not
one.
my wisdom. It's not my message.
Well, I appreciate our time here. Even
Yeah,
though there's no one's time.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah. Um, other than that, thank you. Much
Thank you very
love
much.
and nice meeting you. And yeah, wish you all the best. Peace
Yeah,
out.
you too. You too. Thank you very much.